Hello, Randi Rain here, and check it out. I have a radio-controlled version of the coolest car ever made. Now, I know I can already see the comments. What about the Mustang? I didn't say the most badass car ever made. I said the coolest car ever made. No, what about the Corvette Stingray? Well, now you're just being crazy. So that's the sweetest car. Look, I don't have time to explain all these terminologies to you. I've got the coolest car ever. Right, Snowman?
Well, God almighty, would you look at that?
Beautiful, huh?
Honey, hush.
See, I told you. So let me get this fixed up and working. Now this is a Pontiac Firebird. So this is technically Smokey and the Bandit 2. The first one, it was a Trans Am, but the Trans Am and the Firebird, that's just version 1, version 2, basically. Now this one is in pretty good shape, you know, aesthetically. There's a little bit of tears and stuff on the different places on the decals, but not too bad. The problem with this one is it's missing the battery door, and it has this broken little switch right here. But I have 2 of these. Now I have tested this one, and this one actually works. Now the headlights don't work, but the driving does work, and it does have the battery door, and it does have a working switch here which changes the speed. You can go fast and slow. Then this is on for the power, and then headlights as well. I have not tested this one, so I don't know if this one works or not, but the remote I have came with this one, and the remote is missing part of the antenna, but it works as well. And this was put out by SEARS, and I believe this is made by Taiyo. And the reason I believe it is because I have this little Fall Guy truck here, and it's the exact same thing, same workings and everything. And this one says that it's made by Taiyo. If you look at the remotes, you can see they're the exact same thing. The only difference is the stickers that says SEARS. But the most interesting thing here is the way these things steer. I don't know if I've ever seen anybody talk about this, and I've never seen this before. This one works, and if I put batteries in it and I push the forward and back, the motor will turn these wheels forward and back. But if I steer, nothing happens. If I just move this back and forth here, nothing would happen right here. But yeah, you put this down and start making it go, the steering totally works. It's really fascinating how this thing works. I can't wait to show you. But I guess I should put batteries in this one and see how it works. It started going before I turned it off, so I have a feeling there's a lot of metal gears inside these things, because this junk one totally works. Lights work on this one, but this is just staying on. Yeah, that's not right. It's just staying on. See, the headlights don't work on this one. But you can see if I move the steering, nothing happens. But you can see it totally steers. So here's the steering mechanism. Have you figured it out yet? What it does? Okay, these are not exactly the same. This is the one not working. This is the one that's working. This is the one that was in good shape. This is the one in bad shape. It looks like the one that's working is actually newer. And the reason is because if you look here, there's these things, which are missing here. And I have a feeling they put these here to keep from doing this right here. Here is a smashed wire. Here is a smashed wire. So I have a feeling that's what these are for. They added these later. However, the PCB is the same, essentially. The markings are different. This one says TY5500. This one says nothing. But the main differences here is here it's missing. There's nothing connected here. This one has a capacitor in it, in that spot. Here is some sort of resistor, where here is just a jumper. And I don't think it's exactly the same. This is farther back. This has an LED saying right here. This capacitor is different than this one, but everything else looks to be the same. However, we have black screws here and just silver screws here. Although there's a silver screw here, and this one has a black screw. I'm going to mark these so I know that those go there. I've seen metal gear. So we have this gear, which is a idle gear. This motor with a big old hefty duty brass gear. Here's the switch for the speed. That's the gear it's moving, I guess. Pushes it to there, to there. Oh, that's pretty cool. Very simple. Yeah, those gears look good. That's looking good. Let's look at this one. Yep, same thing. Yep, you can see that's just broken. And I want to take these wires off. So I'm going to scratch in here. This is the brown. Okay, there's a B for brown, and the other one I'll put a B for blue. Okay, that didn't work. We'll put an L. There, get over there. Alright, so I'll open this up and you can see what's happening. This is going to be the right, this is the left, and that's it. Here's what we have. Have you figured it out yet? Looks like a solenoid, right? Which technically it is. We got a solenoid with this piece of metal with a little gear on the end of it. And you can see these are just spinning there. Oh, you can get this out. That's what that is right there. I don't have any kind of tool to take this thing off. I'll just do that. That's a piece of cake. And spring loaded here. Little plastic cap. And there's a little brad. And there's a little bearing right here. Look at that. I wonder if it's supposed to roll or just slides. It's not coming out of there. I think it's been melted into place. Give this thing a cleaning. Alright, let's take this motor apart. This is a different kind, but I've done this one before. These top ones here. Yeah, these are kind of weird. You're gonna have to take the springs off with it. I'm using 3-in-1 oil here. There's a groove running this one. This motor has turned quite a few times. Put a drop of oil down there. And the brushes are just springs. Okay. Now that's the way they go, but they got to be pulled back here and all the way to there. You can kind of hold them with your finger. But can you get it past? Come on. I think I got it. Let's give it a little test. Oh yeah, we're working. There we go. There's a clean motor. As I was cleaning, I learned this comes apart. This goes like that. Put this thing back. This little brad. Little pin that comes up through here. And this little clip slides in there and click. I really like that. And now these things, it goes in there. And this one goes in there. So, have you figured it out yet? These are like little solenoids, but when you put power to these, it creates magnetism, which now is going to not want this thing to spin. It can still spin, but there's going to be resistance to it now. And so one side will have resistance while the other doesn't, which will make it go one way or the other. And so if you want it to turn right, you make resistance here so it drags this way and it turns right. If you want it to turn left, you put resistance here and it drags and goes that way. And that's how that works. Alright, I need to see if these lights actually work, or if they're burnt out, or if the switch isn't working. No, don't seem to be working. Odd that both of them are burnt out. Nope, those are burnt out, for sure. Ah, these were in a series where the other one was in parallel. That's probably why these aren't burned out and the other ones are. They're a little bit different bulbs too. Got the little bit different bulbs. I like how they snap in though. Brown. So now I can put the good one on top here. And it has to go in here at the front and then pop in. Nice. Go ahead and put this together, and I'm going to keep it for either parts, or maybe I can fix it if I can find another remote. But I bet you it's one of these little transistors here, because it seems to work remotely. It's just the motor part that's not working. Alright, let's have a look at this remote. There's one. Alright, it's all about this guy right here. And I've got a antenna that's kind of close. It'll probably be just this section here. This is too big. So, let's see what happens since yeah, that's sharp. That's some thin metal. I probably just did it again. There we go. Now, oh yeah, look at that. Look at that. Oh, that's perfect. Okay, I didn't get it on camera because I didn't know if it'd work, but a little heat from a hairdryer got this up. Oh yeah. So there it is, the coolest car ever made in perfectly working order. Got my antenna. Everything's ready to go. Let me show you. If you like this video, I sure would appreciate a big thumbs up. If you want to see more, of course, hit the subscribe button. I want to thank these people. These are patrons. These are the people helping me out. And these are the ones bringing you the coolest car ever made. The Pontiac Trans Am Firebird. So I thank them all so very much. If you'd like to become a patron, of course, there are links and all that stuff. So Thanks for watching Pontiac Trans Am Firebird.